I mean, he was really going to struggle, but that's not what it was. It was good defense. You get that one great offensive possession, and you defend out and try and win.
I mean, I guess the positive of this is that we're going to see Muhammad Ali play at least one more time today. So, without further ado, let's get on to match number 2. Rich, maybe a couple people.
Absolutely right. Next up, entering the arena, we have the #1 qualifier from the CRCC, the last player standing from CRL's very first spring season, the pride of WEDGM. Give it up for Hire!
¿Cómo andan, chicos? ¿Se me escucha, perros? ¿Todo aquí? ¿Qué onda, muchachos? ¿Se me escucha o no se escucha? Boludo, perdió el momo, boludo. Perdió el momardo.
And Clash Royale League history. The expectations have been high, and he's going to pay them off today.
Increíble, ¿no? Como perdió el momo. Estaba viendo cómo verga podía hacer para streamear, boludo, porque tuve complicaciones y bueno, ahora lo pude terminar de configurar, así que me van a tener acá. No, hay loser bracket, no está eliminado el momo. A ver si se me ve. Quiero ver si se me ve en YouTube también o solamente en Twitch. Ok, estamos en YouTube también. A ver, ¿y si pongo esto? A ver, ahí cambia. A ver, YouTube estoy viendo. Talks. A ver, ahí cambia. Se ve más chiquito, ¿no? Se ve más chiquito ahí, ¿no? A ver. Voy a, estoy testeando. Se ve más chiquito, ¿no? En YouTube se ve mal. Ok, si lo doy vuelta se ve mal. A ver Twitch, voy a ver Twitch. Acá, Twitch me dice que estamos en vivo. Twitch me dice que estamos en vivo. A ver, voy a desactivar el chat. Ahí cerré el chat. En Twitch somos como más de 100. A ver qué total. Ahí giramos. Ok, se sigue viendo pequeño. A ver, voltear la cámara. Cámara frontal, cámara trasera. Agregar escena. A ver. A ver ahí qué onda. A ver ahí. Ahí lo pusimos apaisado, lo puse, a ver qué onda. A ver si se ve bien ahí. No están poniendo el juego la gente esta, Ya la están manqueando, no están poniendo el juego. En vivo.
There is a Mega Knight balance deck with a little print. I actually say this is a Goblin Giant deck. For some reason...
Estoy testeando, tranquilo que estoy testeando.
now
Okay.
Tyre has a devastating and horrifying counter push here.
En YouTube se ve como el orto. En YouTube se ve como el orto.
And the push is now over. Phoenix off on Tyre. Night pressure at the bridge. Higher understands that he's up so much elixir here. And he's going to connect and take that tower down.
En YouTube se ve mal. Voy a ver Twitch.
Devastating. Those bats were just gone in an instant. He needed that DPS. And maybe just getting a little bit ahead of
Voy a probar
himself in
Twitch.
game number one is Faust. Tyre took the damage. and he
Twitch.
goes,
A ver cómo
"All
se ve en
right, I can
Twitch.
deal with this. I'm not going to lose the tower, but you are going to have a tough time dealing with this counter.
Y en Twitch se
And
ve.
it's so fascinating because I almost don't want to say that Faust
Okay.
made a huge mistake.
Se ve.
by getting aggressive
No importa que
with
yo lo
those
ponga
because
normal. Se ve mal
Mega
igual.
can be played aggressive versus Cyberdex, but in higher
A ver
situations,
ahí.
he had his own Mega Knight to then counter and respawn, and that's why Faust got in that very precarious situation.
Like 5K ladder all over again. Mega Knights are flying, but of course,
Arreglar el directo. Se tenía que ver bien ahí, a ver. A ver si se arregló.
we see a Goblin Giant at the bridge, just as you called Juicy. We see how effective it is against the Evo Knight from Ramrider.
Rainmaker slowing everything down. Evo Knight putting in the work. I mean,
A
for
ver.
the defense.
MK on that bottom right tower.
En YouTube.
High there, gets a little bit of damage in. It's still just
En YouTube se ve bien ahora. En YouTube se ve bien. Bien. En YouTube se ve bien. Excelente. No, Twitch creo que era eso. Y ahora cómo se ve en Twitch. Ahora cómo se ve en Twitch. Estoy testeando, tranqui. Ok, se ve bien. Listo, se ve bien. Ahora voy a agrandar para que puedan ver el juego.
Did a great job of taking the bats off the board.
A ver.
En YouTube se ve bien ahora. You know, just slowing everything down.
Listo. ¿Terminó o va 1-1 esto? Listo, excelente. Excelente. Listo. Estamos. ¿Cómo andan, muchachos? El Momo tiene otra vida más, el Momo. Tiene 2 vidas.
So we saw that initial Mega Knight push, and we
Tiene
saw
dos vidas
the
el
ability
Momo.
pop. But look at this Mega Knight.
Sí, se ve que solamente se puede usar la cámara recta. O sea, por más que yo ponga la cámara horizontal, se ve recto nada más. Ahí están jugando, ahora voy a agrandar.
Beautiful Snowball already here on the day. It feels like Snowball might be the MVP, picking up 2 game wins already in 2 different sets.
You know, and it's just so fascinating to see.
Ahí estamos, a ver, vamos a la partida.
For so long.
Ah, no, están entrando en calor.
Very quick cycling ship matchups, but this one, it's just Mega Knight push. Mega Knight push, my tower's gone, and he wasn't able to get the damage back.
Now this is the moment where you really wonder how much
El Momo tiene otra oportunidad, sí. El Momo tiene otra vida más.
I would be very worried about Hyre's emotions, right? He's been
Les voy a mostrar un poquito, voy a aprovechar. Les voy a mostrar un poquito cómo está todo acá.
that second place in
Miren esto.
2019. Faust on the other side of it. This is a kind of a first for him. You talk about World
Todo el
Class
público.
making his debut. You have to feel like that pressure must be mounting. And then the other part of this that you really don't want to think about is
Toda la gente. Acá están los pibes, allá está el código. Tengo que encontrar el resto, no los encuentro, tengo que ver. Pero bueno, yo estoy acá. Tardé en prender, boludos. Tardé en prender porque no me estaba agarrando el directo. Entonces tardé en prender. Mira, ahí arriba están los casters en inglés. Y allá, todo allá lejos, están los casters de los diferentes países. Acá hay un par de gente finlandesa, allá está la copa. Está jugando muy, ahora un rato va a jugar. Ahí está el colombiano. Bueno, arranca el Game 2. Arranca el Game 2, vamos a verlo. ¿Dónde está Navandrek? Ahora lo buscamos. Mirá el loco Jair, ¿eh?
So going heavy in game at number 1 on both sides, although MK plus Goblin maybe just a little bit
Ahí confírmenme si se ve bien ahí la partida, perros.
Our archers on the board, so Valve's actually opting to use the best evolution first round here. We'll see what Hire has in response for those.
Momo nunca será Surgical Goblin, dice Cristi.
Goblin Gang, is this gonna get a little recruiting? Oh my gosh.
Morterito, mazo de mortero de Hire,
Tesla at the bridge to counter that. Tesla does a great job here. Look at
¿Cómo andas, Tucson?
Earthquake versus some sort of mortar stand deck here.
Mortar, whatever, you won my heart already.
Pigs at the bridge.
Puerquitos.
Pigs, we see these spear gobs come down to defend that. He needs something else, and he goes farm split. Somehow, I can't help but think that was maybe a slight mistake.
Che, se ve bárbaro, ¿no?
Here's Goblins trying to be in tow on both sides. Looks like Barbarians are sort of sneaking in front on both. Nice arrows there to deal with the archers, but this should be a nice cleanup with the
Larry, Paquete.
Faust to be able to control this game a bit.
When we see its spells really playing a huge
Me compré el
part,
celu este nuevo, perro, es una completa locura.
Skeleton even the
A ver, quiero ver cuántos somos.
and those arrows, though, can make
Me voy a fijar mientras tanto acá en YouTube.
And Juice, I'm just really kind of thrown off by this deck at the top of the screen. I mean, we haven't really seen anything like this at CRL for, I mean, maybe ever.
Yeah, I mean, Barbarians, Mortar, Miner. I'm interested to see that last card. If it's not another small spell...
Ah, somos poquitos en YouTube, boludo, somos como 40. Y a ver en Twitch.
Yeah, and yeah, the archers, when they're in the evolution form, though, they do not take damage enough for the arrows to get them off the board.
Yeah, and that is a huge part of this. We'll see
Salama a Pompeyo. Dale, ahora lo buscamos.
go off to no man's land.
A ver qué onda el Faust.
You know, at this moment,
Faust Hire.
see if we can turn that into anything, and then, of course, next thing you gotta do is cycle right back to it.
Torrete, la Miner raspando.
Ground and air. This game is extremely close, just by a few HP. Faust down a bit of elixir here. Let's see what Hire does with the elixir advantage.
Saludito, Federico, feliz cumpleaños, papá.
I'm sure Faust is as well to see it. There we go, a monk coming down, so a very odd deck, but hey, you got a little bit of minor mortar bait. I'm not too angry about it. You got the monk in there to deal with the archers because you have to expect that you're going to see them. And now you got that 3-card cycle conversation. So monk
Terremoto al morterito.
not quite yet. Gets across the bridge.
Ability gonna take for the miner. It's also going to allow them
Miner
to get a
espíritu.
lot of chip. It's so crazy how much damage a monk was mining.
Le está repartiendo Hire, me gusta, me gusta.
You know, so many people were talking about Hire and Not Afraid and what they were going to play here, and maybe they didn't know
Tenemos bárbaros.
there's another side to that
Arqueras evolucionadas.
game tape on your opponent.
Miner raspando.
Again, no one in the world would have expected this deck to come out in
La
game
está pasando mal Fau, está muy bien Hire, boludo.
Faust. You wonder if
Está bien el chino,
close to something like this, and I just can't imagine that.
Skeleton lock-in tower, bring this left side tower below 1000 HP. You have a massive counter punch on the right as well. Hire doing a fantastic job of applying a dual lane pressure, but also focusing his arrows on one side of the map for optimal damage on the side that he really wants to go for.
So Faust kind of fighting for his life.
No, no, no es que estoy temblando, perro. No es que estoy temblando. Fíjate que
Also down a lot of HP here. Is no
al haber zoom parece como si temblara mucho más.
Plus that Skeleton Dragon to clean it up. 1488 to just below 900.
Miner coming in. Skeletons do pick up. Tesla's doing its best to deal with everything, but that's
El Momo perdió una. Tiene que jugar otra
Has
más.
to go high Tesla there, and that is really tough in terms of an elixir expenditure here from Faust. Delivery in as well. Down just a couple. Once again, we'll see, as you said before, Juice, how Hire wants to take advantage of that. He's been doing a great job of it so far.
Ahí está Morten.
Okay, Mortar off lane. He's gonna immediately take the opportunity to go for the
Ahí está Morten.
Well, these pigs will do a lot of damage. Maybe some sort of comeback can happen.
Look at that. Piggy's in. That is a huge comeback, Juice. You get
Oh,
through
se lo da vuelta
32.
Faust.
You are in the EQ cycle spot.
Se lo da vuelta Faust.
Just even things up.
Evil Archers.
Miner tail al mortero.
No, it is not. It's on the Tesla. Miner getting a lot of chip, delivering them.
¡Oh, qué linda!
Great job by Faust.
Los puercos, mortero.
Now a high order here that
Duendes con lanza, terremoto, tiene que ciclar Faust.
it's on the recruit. Long comes in. He just needs another spell. Miner on the tip.
The Ice Ripples Archers do make it on. And the Earthquake takes it. GG.
Uy, lo que perdió Hire, boludo. Lo que perdió Hire, chabón.
I know. We get really excited up here. Faust picking up game number
Lo que perdió Hire, boludo.
absolutely massive. I gotta say, man, going into that game number 2.
Van a venir, Fede, van a venir un montón de videos.
Body language and of course the experience. And when you look
Momo
at
contra
this
Faust.
ending, Juice, you
Mira,
know,
por
you
ahora-
want those piggies, the borders
por
outside,
ahora
that's
ganó la
really
primera
big
Faust.
mistake by Hire.
Yeah,
o la segunda.
Hire did such a good job throughout the entirety of this match.
¿Cuánto van? 1-1?
Earthquake mortars and allowing one pig to get to the tower. That really allowed him
¿Van
to
1-1 o
lock down
2-1?
Pig. But as soon as Faust saw that mortar in the left-hand lane, we saw the pig
1-1.
inside, and it just worked.
And this is a clutch delivery here. It comes in, ends up tanking for this corner. I know
1-1.
through there, but the fact that delivery was able to stop the bleeding from the
Mira, les voy a mostrar un poquito. Está Morten ahí sentado, al lado del código. Acá está JP. Ahí tenemos un par de analistas, Master. Bueno, después hay un montón de gente sentada por todos lados, ¿no? Después vamos a ir a hablar un poquito con la gente. A ver, voy a ir preparando el cargador portátil. A ver qué onda la gente. YouTube. Bueno, en YouTube ya remontamos bastante, somos como 60. Y a ver en Twitch. Ahora vamos a ir a hablar con los chicos abajo. Tenemos un montón para hacer. Recién prendemos. Qué lindo esto, ¿eh? Me costó un huevo prender, boludo, no sé una idea. Y somos como 40 en Twitch. Me costó un huevo prender, boludo. Porque... Ahí está Morten. ¿Qué onda este Morten? Morten, esto es en exclusiva. Esto es exclusivo acá de mi directo, Mira Morten ahí abajo. Esto es exclusivo del directo de Drexen. ¿Qué onda? Mira Morten ahí, ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa, Morten? ¿Cómo llama el campeón? Un campeón. Es un campeón. Es un campeón. Es una completa locura lo que estamos viviendo, muchachos. No es Morten, boludo, este. No es Morten, es Kavy, boludo, uno de los analistas. No es Morten, yo. Bueno, me voy a poner cómodo. Para mañana me voy a comprar un trípode. Lo clavo acá y que se transmita. Para mañana, promesa, me compro un trípode fuerte. Así no tengo que andar sosteniéndolo tampoco. Y que no me tiemblen las manos, porque cuando hablo es cuando tiembla un poquito. A ver la rubia de atrás. Ahora. Termina y pongo el selfie. Y le... A ver la rubia de atrás, repágina. Sí, Argentina le ganó con triplete de un pibito, ¿no? De Echeverri, algo así, a Brasil 3-0. Los tenemos, dijo a los brasileños. Upa, Wall Breakers va a conectar, Lindo Wall Breaker de Jaya. ¿Usted quién quieren que gane? ¿La posta, Jair o Faust? Jair o Faust, muchachos. Pregunta, ¿está bien la categoría en Twitch del juego? Estamos con Clash, ¿no? ¿Está bien puesta la categoría? Barril de duende, tornadito a todo, lindo tornado. Jair gana. ¿A qué hora comenzó? Comenzó hace 20 minutos. Uy, le están conectando los Wallbreaker a Faul, lo está volviendo loco. Es bueno Jair con loco y boludo. ¿Qué onda, Donny? Drake, ahora me enseñas, ¿qué cosa?
Oh! we're just waiting on when that loon will come out.
Le está dando una paliza. Le está repartiendo de una forma, chabón. ¿Cómo andas, Donnie, de mi vida? Cormos, querido. A ver, barril de duendes. Barril de bárbaros.
In. I mean, once we get past this next 23 seconds, we get a triple elixir. Maybe not. Maybe he heard me and he goes, all right, I need to get back.
Maybe not.
We're running out of time. Just barely over 70 seconds remain. And the cannon finally comes out here. So you've got a Dark Goblin.
Qué lindo mazo que tiene, Cracker, lanzadardos, cañón. Lindo mazo de Higher, boludo, me gusta.
Figure something out here in the next 58.
58 seconds, triple elixir time. Look at these firecrackers, Andrew. Firecracker controlling the board completely here. In the Goblin Barrels.
Barril, barril de duende, wall breakers, bowler.
Firecracker as well as the wall breakers and everything else.
One of the most frustrating things to deal with.
Uy, conectó la Cracker. Le está repartiendo de una forma.
Having a way to get to them. You see Faust leaking elixir here and there because I don't think he knows exactly when to send and what to send.
NATO plus E-Drive.
Qué lindo, Donnie.
And the Dark God cleans everything up.
Lanzadardos, Cracker, barril de duendes.
As I said, Higher doing a really great job of keeping up the pressure. So now Faust is kind of forced to do what the only thing you can do is just.
Ay, no tenía que pelear, ahí favor el puente. Ay, eso es un problema, perro. Tornadito, barril de duende defensivo. ¡Oh! ¡Qué linda! 2-1 de Higher, muchachos. ...2-1 de Higher. Correcto, Ricardo, no me tapé, no me tapé. Morden está jugando, ¿cómo? Ya jugó el Momo perdió la primera. El Momo bajó al loser bracket, señores. El Momo bajó al loser bracket.
You got a big win right here on the big stage with your former 2v2 partner, your teammate Solo Man, commentating in Chinese. Does it feel extra special to win
Derexen, ¿cómo ves a quién?
Commentating your games?
首先欢迎李总又来参加比赛，但是我知道你的之前的队友
no se entiende una chota. A ver el traductor.
然后他今天打给乒乓架，你成功的
No, perro, le preguntó qué comiste ayer. Mirá la traducción larguísima.
就是因为我的前队友老队友苏龙门也在，然后力量哥、米顺老师他们都在嘛。
Oh, no entiendo nada.
昨天晚上也是陪我进行了很久的训练，就是给了我很大的信心帮助，很感谢他们。It's because my former teammates Solomon and other of my teachers also are here.
No se entiende una chota.
A lot of practice, they gave me good tips. And it made me feel more comfortable.
Gente, señoras y señores, Momo en el loser bracket. Momo en el loser bracket. Eso significa que va a salir campeón.
What do you say to the Clash Royale League viewers who wondered if you were still the same Higher from the past?
很久不能看到你参加这种比赛。
¿Qué nivel, Drake? Desde que te sigo nunca en mi vida había visto tan de cerca las RL. Es como si estuvieras ahí. Estoy acá, boludo. Mira, les voy a mostrar un poquito un paneo. Ahora que somos más. Ahí un poquito todo el estudio. Bastante grande el estudio, en general. Bastante grande. Winner. No sé quién viene ahora. Drexen y el Colo, no sé dónde anda el Colo.
I mean, Higher. I love the confidence though. He said, as long as I do my best, it's gonna be okay. And I think that means he wants to win this.
Ese es Dominic. Ah, no es Dominic. Parecido. Ahí está Código, mira, está jugando. Está jugando al Clash of Clans, Código. Se dijeron que estaba todo vendido y allá hay más lugares, boludo. No estaba todo vendido. O capaz que no vinieron. Compraron la entrada y no vinieron, capaz. Ah, mira, está la mamá del momo. La mamá del momo, la mamá del momo, la mamá del momo. La vieja del momo, perros. La vieja de Mohamed Light. Y la que está al lado de la madre del momo se rumorea que es Alicia, fuera de joda. La que está al lado de la madre del momo se rumorea que es Alicia, la novia del momo. ¿Dónde está Navan? No sé si lo van a poder ver, pero... Ahí, ¿lo ven ahí? Ahí está Navan, Surgical Goblin. Mira Surgical mirando para acá. Ahora vamos para ahí con los chicos. Ahora vamos con los chicos, ahora vamos para allá. Voy a aprovechar, voy a poner a cargar el celu. Mientras ya que estamos. ¿Te besarás con el momo como el año pasado? Sí, yo creo que sí. Ya jugó el momo. El momo jugó y perdió la primera. El momo jugó y perdió la primera.
I mean, no, what did you say? You said from
Yeah, I'm the frying pan is on fire. Yeah. Shout out to you again, Rich. And here we go, Joshua A.C. Sharon. I mean, really, we're gonna let him introduce these guys? Let's see it.
Vamos a poner a cargar el celu.
Our first player has been in 4 straight World Finals. He finished 3rd with Pogo
se viene
Skating
muy
in 2020. He was the world
Se viene
champion
muy
21. He was 4th overall in 22. Let's see what 23 has in store for him.
Uy, explota todo, se viene muy. ¿Dónde anda el moving? Oh, explota todo, perro. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está el pedazo de nadie? Bueno, Mugi se puso el casco y los cascos también.
His calm overall demeanor shows in his consistent gameplay. It's easy to do it at home though. Let's see if he can do it on the big stage. It's Adrian!
Se escucha atrasado, Derek. ¿Cómo que se escucha atrasado, perro? Me están matando. ¿Se escucha atrasado? Nada. A ver, probemos, mirá. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Like I'm back home again, my brother from another mother, Rich Slayton up in the booth, and of course.
No, todo bien, Derexen. ¿Y quién fue el corneta que dijo que se escuchaba atrasado?
This has already been so insane. If you said your bracket would look like this, if this was your predictions, are you from the future? What the heck is going on? And that has to give some concern.
Ah, va con delay, ¿en serio? Ah, bueno, igual como estamos viendo así, no pasa nada. No se nota. Ahí puse a recargar el cel. Sí, Rubén está. Rubén creo que va contra... Basoto va contra Morten. Rubén no sé contra quién va. Here he is on the big stage, ready to get it done. So let's kick things off with Mugi and Adriel. ¿Quién gana, perros? La aposta. ¿Lo gana Adriel o lo gana Mugi? La aposta. Cuéntenme.
Mugi and Adriel have played each other a couple times this year so far, splitting sets. And of course, Mugi, our former world champion, was 4th place.
La aposta, ¿lo gana Adriel o lo gana Mugi, muchachos? Mugi. Ah, la mayoría vota por Mugi, Nazi.
did split the difference this year, and interesting choice here from Israel, game number 1. And look, we talked about that. Your first time under the big bright lights. Don't go with something that's micro heavy. Go something a little bit more macro based decision making rather than shaky fingers. And we see that here from Israel game.
Yeah, I mean, just lean on what is working in the meta right now. All of the things here. We got Gobble John, we got Sparky, we got Evo Archers, and I think these people have been talking about a lot because they do a really, really good job countering that little Prince.
And all the way in deep, no damage, and a nice little cheeky tombstone high. Will the range get the shot? And it does. So pretty much even Stevens here after the first minute of gameplay.
Yeah, moving down just a little bit in elixir here, but that's nothing to write home about. It's about a half an elixir as Adriel ticks up to 10. And we have, of course, 4 untouched towers, well, 6, I guess.
Phoenix, you know, I don't know if I anticipated as much Phoenix as we've already seen today, especially outside of Royale.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and we know how much you love the sound of the Phoenix team, so I think it's honestly just for you.
Getting trolled by the pros here.
And Goblin Giant Kite here, I really like this. We got good dual lane pressure, and that Sparky's going to deal well with this boulder coming in.
Acá volví, perros.
This is an interesting kind of change
Acá volví.
here. Of course, the 2021 World Champion running back here with his coach Tight, or with Orimura, excuse me.
Adrielito quiere robar con chispitas y Mugi vino preparado. Tiene... Va, no sé si tiene tantas herramientas, pero el bowler viene bien, la lápida viene bien, el barbarril viene bien. Se ve bien, ¿no, Joaquín? Gracias. Oh, el gigante eléctrico en la cara. Bueno, se comió el chispitas. Fénix carga todo, el birrito golpeando. Raspa un poquito en la torre.
As we are just a few seconds away from sudden death overtime.
And that tombstone put in work, Rich. It almost felt like that should be towered down, but those skeletons plus that tombstone did a great job.
Para, no me pongan a laburar, no me pongan a laburar. Ahí está Morte. Ahí está el alemán. Ahí está el pedazo de crack.
A little extra attention here. Gobble Giant does not get onto that left-hand tower. So far, so good in this exchange, but Mookie has work to do.
Yeah, this is always a bit of an interesting match. I mean, honestly, 2 of the most popular decks and archetypes in
Está medio enojado el chispita,
and obviously, Moki's generally picking up that 20-win badge.
Pedirle el número a Morten.
Has that 20-win badge.
Gobble Giant right-hand side. They were to pull it all together.
Lápida,
From a distance.
arquerita.
And here we go. What can Moogie do with the dual lane pressure of the nasty new evolved archers?
Bueno, príncipe oscuro.
Absolutely devastating. You see right there that Phoenix egg turning that darkness around, keeps the Evo Archer on the board. Evo Archer on the right hand side. Gonna be ignored. That's what you have to do here for Adriel. He needs to put in some work here.
Qué lindo rayito.
Brilliant, brilliant lightning, and just like that, he takes the
Ay, problemas para Adriel,
left Moogie.
Esas arqueritas no estuvieron bien,
With a sliver of HP, but enough to make Adriel say goodbye to it.
Chispitas. Arma Adriel ataque por el lado derecho. Esbirritos. Buen tornado. Qué linda lápida, linda defensa. Buena defensa de Movie.
And it's lightning NATO against Fireball Rage. He has to get something done.
See him going high here with the Sparky, hoping that he can get that lefty, but still not going to feel it because of those Evo to Archers.
Segundo otra vez Morten.
This might be the push to do it here for Moogie.
Y capaz,
Game heroics for Moogie. And this should be enough. Evo Archers go wild on the right-hand side.
1-0.
It's not going to do it. And the 2021 World Champion.
1-0 para Movie.
Dealt with, and what an exceptional game number 1 from Moogie. I gotta say though, still, we both talked
1-0 para Moogie.
Really nice. He didn't get ahead of himself, didn't get too aggressive, but then maybe that aggression started to wane a bit as Moogie started to
Miren la pulserita esta Nancy.
The big moment was when that Ejai got across the board. There was a really, really nice landing on top of that mini Pekka, the Sparky, and of course that Princess Tower. There on
1-0 para Mugi, señores.
Well, I really like this deck pick for Mugi in Game No Clue because it's a deck he played during the year. He got five plays.
Tengo un hambre que no se da una idea.
But it wasn't super high on his deck picking list.
Ahora en un rato me parece que si corto voy a ir al baño, digo, a comer porque estoy cagado de hambre.
When you're up against a good coach who's trying to pick against you.
And to be honest, I mean, we're looking at, like, again, these are two of the most popular archetypes that we saw.
Muy ganó sin ver, tira.
And when you're at the World Finals, it's day one, it's your first match of the entire competition. Why not just lean into the battle? Get all the best stuff out. Get that Laura, get the archers out, get the Ejai out, get the top, like all of it. Just play comfortably here. Play your peppers. Exactly what Juicy was just saying. It's not that bad of a thing to do when you're here at World Finals because it's not like being online where someone's just going to snipe you. And
Tengo un hambre, perros.
But now we have the situation
No almorcé hoy. No almorcé ni desayuné. O sea, imagínate el hambre que tengo.
that cannibalize other decks. So we can go maybe abuse some Ejai, abuse some Loon. With those Evo archers out, some avenues are open. And Mugi
No,
has
como que
a
Instagram,
bunch
hijo de puta, la novia de código.
Remember, these guys are used to picking with coaches all year. They're up on the stage by themselves now. And might they have a game plan? Sure. But now Mugi has to pick with a lot less information as a opponent.
You know, but the other thing that we have to talk about here is that he does have exceptional depth. He's always been a guy.
¿Qué escenario les gusta más? ¿El escenario este que tenemos ahora? ¿O el que tuvimos? ¿O el que tuvimos el año pasado? Bueno, arranca.
What kind of deck is
El del año pasado, ¿no, Felipe? Sí, yo creo que también,
counter cards that he might abuse rather than trying to find openings from cards he used at this stage.
Talking about the numbers, you know, I mentioned the previous matchup with Faust kind of struggling against that top 16 in terms of the best players in CRL here in World Finals.
Yo creo que me gustaba más el del año pasado.
Upgrade against a lot of these other guys. You know, it's the same thing you just talked about, having that experience for almost 7 years. And, you know, the win rates, the numbers, they don't lie. You look at that, there's only a difference of 8 matches, 1 between these two, and you would think that Mugi's maybe be a bit higher, being a former world champion.
Yo creo que sí, full del año pasado. I am behind you.
So a little more aggressive this time. Here we go. Big sigh from Mugi as he opens up Royal Giant to the right hand lane. We don't see a ton of Evo Royal Giant these days. Obviously, Royal Giant was the dominant deck.
Ay, qué grande el Bennett.
Got the most wins with the more classic Royal Giant Skelly King deck. But as other Evos became more powerful, the Evo
Ferna
Royal
pasa que
Giant
fue moderado. Mugi es tan pro que juega sin ver. Dejen de hacer chistes de eso, boludo. Full de mala leche.
It is a joy to watch Mugi play RG. The way that he starts to pick apart and anticipate your defense as the game moves on is an incredibly...
Che, pregunta a los moderadores o a la gente de Twitch. ¿Está puesta la categoría de Twitch ahora mismo? En Twitch, de Clash Royale.
Single time, because if you start repeating it, if you start getting in that rhythm, he will make you pay for it.
Reaching the midway point of regulation time, so far a slight, ever so slight.
Dale, gracias, chicos.
That top left-hand tower, 26-20.
Gigante eléctrico Mugi. ¿Cómo le gusta el gigante eléctrico a Mugi? El
Going
Larry.
to the safe spot again, already having confirmed he's not against Tornado, so would love to see Adriel begin to vary that as we get deeper into this game.
24-75, 26-87 here.
¿Qué fue ese sonido? Excuse me, ¿qué? ¿Fue la princesa, que el principito que dice eso? Excuse me, no sé qué mierda.
And that's one of those calculations that Adriel has to make there. Do I play the Evo Knight directly on the Royal
A ver,
Giant?
Venenito,
Yes.
Larris.
Do I give it a little bit of walking room to avoid the damage coming in from the Little Prince because of that shield? In this case, made the call to limit damage and at the moment in a good spot with a chance to defend one more time.
Yeah, he's doing a really great job with this cycle here, making
Eso, ¿quién dice eso? Sí, el principito, ¿no?
just a little bit of damage.
Permiso, ¿acaso sabes quién soy? Claro, ese principito.
Fish Boy was you know, something that maybe others might not do. He's going, I can take damage where I can, when I can, and I'm going to play it.
Linda carta, principito, mete presión muy.
And now has to yes, this fisherman's going to pull the knight off the Royal Giant. This could be a big problem for Adriel. Can he get back to anything here? Not able to.
Qué lindo. 1, 2, 3. Le están metiendo una paliza muy a Adriel. Y mirá que Adriel es bueno, Si el Mugi entrenaría como Momo. Si el Mugi entrenara como Momo, Bueno, mantiene vivo el Principito, Larris. Pescador secreto, Tronco. Está achicando distancia Adriel. Hello.
What will he do about this dual lane push? Yeah, I mean, he's doing a really, really exceptional job of using that 3-card cycle.
Larris. Logra defender perfecto los dos. Gigante noble. Y ahora, ventaja para Adriel, perro.
That is going to cause damage. Mookie needing to get another RG on tower, it becomes really, really difficult if Adriel can just keep getting these bomb towers down. And can he continue to abuse this 3-card cycle?
Ventaja para Adrielito, Miner.
So slightly with getting Miners poisons on the board, and this is what he really wants more than anything, is how long can you keep that little prince on the board in these final 30 seconds?
You know, and the other thing that Adriel has been doing so well, Rich, is he's been sending the Miner to the safe spot over and over and over because he's
Tronquito. Oh, no le pare, tira nobles. Va a ganar, boludo, va a ganar. No, no llegó a ciclar. Tiene que tirar bola y hacer predic, es una locura. ¡Oh! Lo que ganó muy, boludo. Lo que ganó muy, chabón. Lo que ganó muy, perro.
Kept on doing the safe spot, safe spot, safe spot. However, one of the early safe spots and single elixir to another spot instead of got just again 38 HP. That's nothing. Then he goes to the back, and then he gets caught at the end.
Lo que ganó muy, boludo. Ahí está Razer, mira.
And Josh is going to be fanboying down the stage with his favorite player ever, AC. See if we can keep it together this interview.
Incredible game number 2 right there. I mean, was there any pressure for you whatsoever? I mean, that was insane that you.
Para ustedes, ¿quién sale campeón del mundo, muchachos?
Did you have any pressure at the end
¿Quién
of that
sale
game number 2?
champion of the world? Cuéntenme.
第2試合の時の最後の部分は緊張してましたか、それとも平気な感じができましたか？
最初のゲームからすごい緊張してたんですけど、なんとか乗り越えました。
Well, I was feeling like insane pressure from day one, but somehow I just managed to just keep it, you know.
Okay. Now, I wanna ask a very simple question. You've already had your face on a building in Finland. If you could choose any building in Japan or anywhere, what would it be?
What would it be?
世界チャンピオンになってフィンランドの建物におじさんの顔が上映されました。
Muy solo juega con el señor Hu y gana, increíble. Tampoco subestimen. Muy le mete. No es como si Mugi no le metería. No es como si Mugi no le metería nunca, perros. Le mete.
If I could see my face once again at the Supercell headquarters, that would be absolutely amazing.
Not asking for much whatsoever. Incredible game from Mugi. Give it up for him.
Bueno, se lo lleva Mugi, señores. A ver quién viene ahora. ¿Quién viene ahora? ¿Que hay un break? No sé si hay un break, ¿no? ¿O sí? Viene Arden todas. Arden todas. A ver, vamos a hacer un paseo. Vamos a dar una pequeña vuelta mientras viene Arden todas.
It's not what the replay is about, but in that first game, I thought point out that beautiful tornado to pull the mini pack away from the electric.
Vamos a dar una pequeña vuelta.
And then in the second match, you talked about it. Being able to cycle multiple royal giants, especially in the Evo form, is what
Ponte con Anama para el partido Arden todas. Dale, vamos con los mexicanos.
We are breaking down the last moments of that second match, where he really the double
Hey, ¿todo bien?
pressure of the royal
Ahí me
giants.
reconoció un pibe.
Here, 2 RDs on the board. Adriel has 6 elixir
Acá lo
heal
tenemos.
and his bomb tower bomb. Is that stream?
Un poquito.
There's the second
El Pablito.
Me gusta,
Claro. El Morten.
double RGs immediately lost.
Good luck, Morten.
And take it down right away. And now Evo RGs.
Está lindo, ¿viste?
I love the Evo RG bridge. Lock predicted. The bomb tower gets wiped out.
¿Qué opinas de las partidas? ¿Cómo las has visto?
I just want to point out
Bien, me dio
knows that he's got enough damage to win the match.
un poquito de pena el Momo, pero bueno.
Sí, pena el Momo. He gets the hunter down, he throws the fireball, he logs the miner,
Ponte a Navan para.
and it was almost enough, but it
Dice, ponte a Navan.
wins it.
Ah,
¿Qué dice? Dile a Cody algo. Dile. Ya no veo, yo vi
Drake,
que...
dile
Ah, cacho.
a Cody que el otro año le meta duro y que vaya.
De una.
Ahí vamos con la Navan, que ustedes querían ir con la Navan, vamos con la Navan. Ahí está Víctor, aunque me dicen que tengo que venir para este lado para pasar para el otro. Ahí va. Acá por este lado. Así. Acá están los pibes Razer, OP Sam. Bien, Arden todas. Están todos acá, mira, está la madre del Momo. Mira Maffer cómo está con el trípode. Oh, me vine con la música. Están todos como locos con Arden todas, Los mexicanos apoyando al Arden todas. Nadie le va a decir nada de eso. ¿Quién lo gana? ¿Arden todas o Sosa? ¿Arden todas, Surge? ¿Arden todas o Sosa? ¿Quién gana? Me voy a sentar acá atrás. En el sandbox. ¡Hi, sandbox! Bueno, vamos a verla acá. Claro, Maffer tiene un trípode que está bárbaro. Mañana voy a comprar uno. Surgical es mexicano, Derek, sí. Surgical es mexicano.
Live stage record. Well, let's take a step back here and say unequivocally, Arden Toas is absolutely world class playing from home. This isn't home. This is on stage. He has an 0-14 match record in live play, and a lot of that is because when he plays at
¿Cómo es la derrota del Momo, Derek? A ver, raro que haya perdido, pero bueno, Air Surfer es un player que a veces tiene un nivel altísimo y a veces no tanto. En este caso, le logró ganar al Momo en el Mundial y después perder con Ale, ¿entendés? Ahí está el Don Anthony, Shelby. Pompe, Anaban, Surch, Adrián Piedra y José Betés. No, ella es Maffer, pero no está transmitido, está grabando nomás.
I think that's true for both of these players. I think game number 1 is going to be the deciding game because that's going to give them momentum.
Igual vos viste que al Momo le encanta ir por el loser bracket al Momo. Al Momo le encanta el loser bracket, boludo. Bueno, arranca. Se confió el Momo Drake, nada.
These two did not face each other during the Clash Royale League season.
Bueno, arranca, muchachos.
Of course, interesting stat about him.
Arranca.
Both years, 2022 and 23, he made World Finals. He won the 5th golden ticket in an event that did not include Mohamed.
Arranca.
Yeah, and obviously that is an interesting caveat because, you know, even if Mo was there and he did win, then Arden would have been in second place, I guess. But the fact that he has picked up his own golden tickets without Momo in the way is a very fascinating piece of good fortune, honestly.
And, you know, you talk about bats I don't think I would have made. Evil Bats. Of all the evolutions, that's the one I anticipated seeing.
Bueno, a ver, Arden todas, ¿qué onda?
In Arden's first game.
Sosa, ¿de dónde es? Alemán. El Sosa es alemán. Sorry.
Trying to get a read on Sosa is so hard overall. Definitely someone who
Sorry.
gets close to his chest. And he's been
Estoy acá con my friend from Japan.
but of course things change the first time you take a step on that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you always wonder. I mean, like you said, he has been incredibly confident this entire league. But you have to imagine the nerves are
A ver, Rayito, que tenemos Bowler.
10.1 to 8.1 here. Both these guys are doing a pretty good job of making sure they're making the best decisions in the moment. Now, Arden has a 12 elixir on the
Phoenix.
board. And Sosa does not have a lot to deal with. Conjure on the tower. And Arden can go and throw the ability right there.
Oh.
For Sosa to deal with, and this might be the match. Always needed.
Se lo garchó Arden todas, Se lo garchó Arden todo y la gente está loca. Se lo detonó Arden toda y la gente se puso loca.
Arden playing like home Arden is scary for everybody at this tournament. And you look kind of at Sosa, I think he froze a little bit here. He didn't know exactly what he wanted to do and suddenly found himself behind by a violent.
Mira, guarden todas,
Of course, pushing the advantage. This is huge.
And you can see the pile up here at the bridge, and I like that high little Brent's going to use that ability.
Sí, se lo cogió Nazi, boludo. Se lo cogió Nazi.
Should be enough DPS though coming hard to deal with this over the next 17.
Yeah, good idea, but not enough. Another. And look at that, the prediction for the Fisherman. It will hold for just a moment, but no matter.
Y va a ganar la primera Arden todas. Va a ganar la primera Arden todas. Se descontroló Pompe. Se descontroló Pompeyo.
This set. Now, we did just mention how Sosa was maybe not feeling that nervous throughout the day, but here in our replay, we have a moment of
1-0.
showing nerves through
1-0 para Arden.
Now, I want you to watch the positioning here. Look at this lightning coming in just a second late. Completely misses the bowler there, so he's leaking elixir. Now, they're pretty close in elixir leads. Talk about missing that spell of the bowler. That bowler is exactly the reason why you said what you did, which is what.
¿Dónde está Pompe? Pompeyo, Anaban, Surgical, Adrián, José BTS, Shelby, Anthony, el Don, Maffer.
And you know, you talk about how you find your center here at World Finals, and you hear the big cheers.
No hay transmisión en español oficial, sí, Revol, chicos. Revol Aymar.
behind his back, Sosa is a bit of a lone wolf. And I do wonder how much in preparing for this, how much being here, how much support he's gotten to get ready for this big moment.
What's really funny is that same thing was kind of Artois last year. I love that you make that. We should do this more often.
I think so.
It's been a lot
Estoy
of fun.
acá rodeado de mis amigos de Japón.
Last year feeling that exact same thing, and maybe it's just those rookie woes, right? A lot of the other competitors are going, look, I've been here before.
No lo invitaron, creo, a Benny, perros. Me parece que no.
Right? Maybe there's a little bit of separation there. This isn't a bully thing. This is just about getting ready for your world final.
Jugó bien Ardentoa, sí, jugó bien.
It can usually go in two directions, and right now for Arden, it's going exactly.
Ahí los tienen. Manito en el bolsillo de Ardentoa, está tranqui Arden, Ojo con Ardentoa, está CRL, perros. Está tranquilo, A ver qué mazo que está piqueando, no se llega a ver, ¿no?
Excellent. Me dijeron que si no puedes hablar tanto, por favor.
¿En serio?
Yeah, and if I am Sosa, I'm going, all right, little prince.
Este es Surgical Troll.
Archers, I'm going to lean into the things that I need the most, that are the strongest in the game.
Well, let's go ahead and see what they have.
¿Qué se siente estar ahí, Drexen? Es hermoso. Bueno, arranca. Te callaron, sí, este es Surgical Troll.
Fisherman out for Arden, NATO out for Sosa. NATO out does open up more hog, open up more.
Bueno, arranca.
Already showing potentially a cycle deck. Sosa going to the Evo Archers.
And I said this earlier, and Moody didn't know he didn't need to. He was all the
Lo detonó,
If you're up in game one and you feel like you're about this nervous, I love the idea of turning up the heat. We saw higher there do that to Faust. That is my view. That is not the top. Those balance and those factors. But just releasing, making that pace difficult for your nervous opponents.
And interesting from here, minor on both sides. And
A ver, dondecitos Wallbreakers. Conectó, boludo. Qué orto que tiene God. Bien ahí. From Ardentoas.
And both players trying to get those archers cycled a lot here in the early moments.
Tronquito.
Going close to the number one spot.
Miner.
For Arden, and Sosa very in position very early, but he is of course way behind in damage.
No sé con quién está hablando Surgical, boludo. Uy, cómo está raspando Ardentodas, man. Recuerden que el mundial anterior quedó eliminado el primer día. El mundial anterior había quedado eliminado el primer día. Arqueritas evolucionadas.
Is Ardentoas, and he's getting very, very close to it now. 1741 plus poison coming in. 2485 and see if
Minerito.
anything with that bomb tower, because Arden is very happy to poison and send a miner right into it and take the double value.
He's just doing a great job of
bueno, miner. Tronquito. Va ganando Ardentodas, 700 puntos. Está concentrado el Arden,
understanding of the matchup is maybe just a little bit off for Sosa at the moment, but as you said, kind of coming back into it. Maybe he's going to be able to reset it. Nice there, catch with the
Wallbreaker defensivos. Uy, le está metiendo una paliza, boludo. Le está metiendo una paliza en todas.
Here we go, sudden death overtime. 677 separates Ardentoas from his first ever live stage victory.
Minerito.
Here, as the Evo Archers are going to be taken care of by the mighty miner Ardentoas. They are still alive. He does try to predict there with the log, but they don't do anything.
Arqueritas evolucionadas tienen que hacer daño. Miner en la parte trasera, no hay pérdida, ganó. Sí, tira veneno tronco. Ahí va.
Everybody else in this bracket hard to play like hard in here. That changes your entire map of this contest.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
I love sandbox.
On the live stage. Now, like you said, he gets that momentum.
Well, I'll take the L on that one.
Estamos con sandbox.
Talk to the guy who took the W with Jackson.
What do you think about the game, Arden todas?
How does it feel
Very
to have
good.
won
Very good.
your first match live on the stage?
Primera pregunta es, ¿cómo te sientes tras vencer por la primera vez en frente del público live?
No, lo mataron.
Tantos intentos, vencí los nervios, la presión, pero apenas está empezando, todavía no comienza, todavía no termina y apenas es el comienzo.
You know, after all these tries, after all these emotions, trying to get here, it's great.
And second of all, now that you have won a match live on stage, are you confident to be able to do it again and again?
Y después de
Sí, media mala leche la pregunta, boludo.
¿Para ti es posible mantener eso y
No.
ganar?
Claro que sí, todo depende de mí. Yo me voy a esforzar, voy a dar mi mejor nivel, mi mejor talento y a representar a mí mismo en el mejor puesto.
Of course I do, and I'm ready to try again and represent myself. And
Boludo, se la están garchando con las preguntas de todas.
Wow, that is exactly what we love to hear. Rich and Andrew, give me your thoughts.
¡Vamos, Arden! Y se fue nomás.
Well, you know, you talk about what he did here, and it's very clear that you talk about preparation for the live stage, picking on your own.
¿Qué le preguntaron, Drexen? Le preguntaron qué se siente ganar por primera vez en un presencial y le preguntaron si cree que va a poder continuar en ese nivel. Se lo garcharon. De México, ahora en todo mexicano.
I know that seems like a very dull statement, but it's maybe what you play best, then you need to be able to at least control that. And it felt like Sosa was kind of all over the place.
Ahora vamos a ver quién viene ahora. ¿Quién viene ahora, Maffer, sabes? No me escuchó ni en pedo. Maffer, ¿sabes quién viene ahora? Víctor. Pompe sabe seguro. Pompe, ¿quién viene ahora?
Pandora Wallace.
Ah, ok.
Maybe this entire room is just, it's one of those things where it feels like the ball is always bouncing in one player's favor, and it just kind of never stops.
Well, again, you talk about
Pandora. ¿Para quién viene, Don? Perdón. Pandora Wallace.
Pandora Wallace.
¿Quieren ver Pandora Wallace o me voy a morfar? Tengo un hambre. El Momo va a clasificar, perros. Olvídense. Momo clasifica 100%.
Laid out on our day already. Rich, we got our first two upper bracket matches in the books.
Yeah, Mugi Arden Toes, that's a big one for tomorrow. Of course, air server higher already from earlier on. But look at
¿Le diste un beso a código? Sí.
bottom bracket later today. Mohammed Light and Faust in a position I think neither of them anticipated being in on day number one. And then Asia,
Me parece que voy a ir a comer, Me parece que voy a ir a comer. Voy a aprovechar. Lo vimos a todos ya. Me parece que voy a aprovechar, voy a ir a comer. Y después vuelvo. Los amo, perros. Voy a aprovechar, voy a ir a comer. Los quiero mucho. Nos vemos por las redes. Y capaz que prendo directo más tarde. Pero bueno, voy a ver. Los amo.
that will be a tough one. I mean, you mentioned the same phrase again, out of the frying pan into the fire.